everyone, Stephen Gordon here again. Apologies, been a little quiet the last few months. Been a lot going on here at the golf club. Most of you will be aware that I've taken over the running of the pro shop now, so my workload has sort of increased a little and I haven't had as much time to get out and do this sort of thing for you. But we're going to have a look here this morning at something that I've been challenged with over the last couple of days with a few lessons, and that is people who struggle with chipping, either chipping yips or actually just hitting them heavy and thin shots. So one of the things that you will have heard me talk about before is using the bounce when you're pitching. The bounce on your wedge is the angle from the leading edge down towards the bottom of the club, the sole of the club. A lot of people who struggle with chipping, it can be simply down to how they're setting up. You'll see the ball back in their stance, hands ahead like this, and what they're doing is they're taking the bounce out of play. I have another great video on my playlist about how to use the bounce if you have a look back at that. But one of the things I'm going to talk to you about this morning in terms of trying to increase your chances of hitting a decent chip shot or pitch shot, we've got a little pitch shot over the bunker here at the 18th, is to talk to you about the relationship between the club and the ground. And when we're pitching, we really want a good relationship here between the club and the ground. And one of the key things here is keeping the length of the arc. If you think about your swing, any golf swing, a hula hoop, a circle, what we want to do is to make sure that we keep the bottom of that arc nice and consistent, especially for pitching. Just making sure there's nobody coming up 18. Especially for pitching, it's important. What we see with people who struggle with yips or heavies and thins is that they will manipulate quite a lot of stuff to try and encourage good impact. Whereas what I like to get people thinking of here when they struggle about this, when they get set up to stay tall, stay at the top of the grip, and try and think about collecting the golf ball rather than actually trying to create a good strike. A lot of people tend to get into this sort of thing to try and help the ball get up into the air. So whenever you set up, you're going to stay nice and tall, and we're going to grip the club at the top of the grip, and we're going to think about just collecting the golf ball rather than actually trying to create a great strike. And it's a good habit to get into whenever you're taking your practice swings, that you want the club to brush the grass or skid across the tops of the grass. And this should give you a much greater margin for error. You know, if I'm coming in with a nicely managed angle of attack there, I'm really shallowing it out here by doing this. That's effectively what we're doing. And if I do that, I don't know if you can see it from there, I'll maybe do a wee close-up video and include it in here, but I could hit about an inch behind the ball here, and I'll address the ball back here. And if I do this correctly, I can still play a reasonable pitch shot, because the club then is coming in nice and shallow and it's gathering the golf ball, rather than what we see a lot of people do when they get round the greens and they're trying to play these little pitch shots. They get the ball back in the stance, hands ahead, and they try to hit down and try to nip it in there. Best thing you could do, if you struggle with that, stay tall, keep up tall, hands at the top of the grip, and think about the club collecting the ball rather than you actually striking down on it. So if you're struggling with chip shots, going in 17 season, give those little pointers a go, and I'm sure it'll help you with your chipping yips or your chipping fears. Would love for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You'll find the link just up above here. And don't forget, you'll also find me on all these social network platforms. Thanks again for watching, and see you again soon.